You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Hey everyone, there's been some important news about Centrelink payments and welfare changes here in Australia in 2025 that's worth talking about. This week, the government quietly signaled that the era of extra cost of living assistance might be drawing to a close. So here's what happened. Social Services Minister Tanya Plibersek released a statement this Tuesday. But if you weren't paying close attention, you might have missed the bigger story. The press release mainly talked about welfare payments increasing in line with their usual indexation to inflation, set to happen on September 20th. On the surface, it seemed like routine news. But the context is key. What's really being communicated here is that additional emergency-style support that many Australians relied on during the height of the cost of living crisis isn't being continued. In other words, the extra assistance measures that were put in place to help people cope with rising prices are now being phased out. This isn't being loudly announced as a major policy shift, but experts and analysts are reading between the lines and seeing it as a quiet signal that the government considers the acute cost of living crisis to be over. At the same time, changes are being made in other areas of social services. For instance, adjustments to the NDIS, particularly around autism support, are also coming into effect, and a decision has been made regarding the deeming rate, which affects how income from financial assets is assessed for certain payments. Both of these moves are seen as part of a broader approach to winding back some of the emergency support measures. It's being framed as part of regular policy updates, but for many people relying on Centrelink, it will feel like a shift. The increases in payments that are happening are purely the standard inflation adjustments. There aren't extra top-ups or crisis-related boosts. Essentially, this week's announcement has been interpreted as the government signaling a return to normal welfare operations after a period of extraordinary support. So what does that mean for everyday Australians? It means budgeting may become a little tighter for those who were benefiting from additional support. People will still receive their usual payments, but without the emergency boosts, households may notice the difference when it comes to managing day-to-day expenses. In short, the government's message is subtle but clear. The temporary measures designed to help with rising costs are being dialed back, and welfare payments will now follow their standard schedule of indexation. The era of extra, cost-of-living-focused support is quietly coming to an end, and it's being done in a way that might not make headlines, but will certainly be felt by those who rely on it. Stay subscribed for more videos.